Alright guys, I'd like to welcome you to the Vapor Vice. This video is going to be a little different than all of the other videos. This video is going to be a little dip into me, my past, my journey, and what's brought me to sitting here in front of this camera talking to you guys. Kind of mission statement. I've battled with the idea of doing a video like this because you don't really know how to do them. There's really no way of writing it down and scripting it out. I mean, it's just more so getting on there and just telling how you feel and the truth of what you're trying to tell. So I'll go ahead and get started. My name's TJ. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I own a construction company, and I also work full-time for an employer, and I work maintenance at a pharmaceutical company. So that's a little bit of the scoop on my background as far as that goes. Now, what's led me here to have this conversation with you guys today is my journey and my battle with smoking. I've smoked since I was 13 years old. My mother smoked, my father smoked, and they smoked in the house. I think it was inevitable that, I was going to pick them up and try them. Now, I picked them up a little early. I picked them up at about 13 years old. I remember being at the house and just me and my sister, and I remember getting into the ashtray and puffing on Mom's little cigarette butts thinking I was cool. Well, hindsight 20-something years later, and I'm hooked on it, have been hooked on it. I mean, and that's a battle that I'll deal with probably every day for the rest of my life. But that also brings me to my next point. That is a battle that I have overcame. I have not touched a cigarette in 2.5 years. I don't even know the exact date, but I know that it's been a while. And I contribute that to this right here. As most of you know, this is a vaporizer. I mean, this is e-liquid. This is my setup. This is my battery. This is what I use instead of picking up a physical cigarette and actually inhaling all that. Now I just put my little liquid e-juice in here, and I hit the fire button, and I vape to my little heart's content. What I'm proud to say is I started off picking these up was really by chance. Me and the wife was walking through the mall one day, and they had, I don't know how many of you guys have seen them, but they had the kiosks in there that they were selling the smoking everyday kits. And I want to say that kit was like $130. Big waste of money. Piece of shit. Didn't work. But what intrigued me was I walked by this guy, and he's puffing on his little stick that's lighting up on the end, and I watched him blow out what looked like smoke. And here we are in the middle of a mall, and this guy just blew out a puff of smoke. So, me being the way I am, I've got to have that. So after some sweet talking, I talked the wife into letting me make that purchase. Oh yeah, honey, I'm gonna quit smoking. I mean, that's it. I mean, this is how I'm gonna do it. 3 years later, here I am. That was the way I did it. Now, did it start off? It wasn't just that easy, though. If anybody remembers those back in the day, those cigarettes were not very good. I want to say it was $5. I can't remember if it was for the cartridge or for the pack of cartridges. I mean, it was just, and they wasn't very good. I mean, they didn't last no time at all, and you were out. So, needless to say, I got it. I took it home. I played around with it and was right back to smoking, and so I'd try to go cold turkey, and I'd end up finding an excuse. I'd make it about 2-3 weeks. I'd find a reason to smoke. I mean, I'm stressed out. Work's got me. This has got me. That's got me. The kids are freaking me out. Just, whatever excuse I could come up with. I'd be right back on it. So things went along for a little while, and a couple different tries later, they come out with the Ego C, I believe is what it was. That was the one with the atomizer and the tank, and it was a nice little setup. Well, I ended up getting a hold of that one, and they had really came a long way by that point. I mean, they had gotten pretty nice. So I played around with that for a little while and, smoking, and then I'd quit smoking when I got home and just carried that around. Well, guess what? I mean, you can't share space here with that. Cigarette's going to win every time if you let it. So, needless to say, I lost that battle. Well, ran into some marital troubles, and me and the wife had split up. And that was always one of her complaints, was my smell, this and that, and it's unhealthy. And I never smoked in the house anyways, but I do have a son that's asthmatic. And he has trouble breathing. He's 9 years old now, and he still takes his breathing treatments. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, as a father, that what you're doing, even coming in with the smell of the cigarette on you, I mean, it's bad. So, at any rate, I finally decided, while we were split up, that I was going to put him down. And what I did was, I'll never forget, I quit smoking. And one day I'm sitting in there and I'm jonesing bad. And I was like, I went through and I got rid of everything that I had, that even ashtrays to cigarette butts to anything that would, take me to that. But what I didn't get rid of was that Ego C. And that Ego C right that day saved my life, because I picked it up, put it together, and I said, okay, well, if I'm going to quit smoking, now's the time. But how am I going to do it? So about a week and a half after that, I said, I'm only going to use this. And, 2 years later, it's still all I've ever used. So obviously I've upgraded and bigger and badder and all that good stuff. But at any rate, the point of my story is there's something out there that will help you, that will save your life, just like I feel it saved mine. You don't have to be imprisoned anymore to this cigarettes. You just have to have the will to stop. I mean, and a lot of people give you flack and say, oh, you're still smoking and that's still harmful. It's not. You can't tell me that something that I could eat, I could take a bottle of this minus the nicotine and I could drink it and I would be okay. And that's the truth of that. So anybody that tells me that smoking's just as bad as one of these, they need to do their homework, because it's not. So, I mean, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not a doctor. I know how I feel, years after being a non-smoker, I mean, from tobacco. I feel 1,000 times better. I mean, it's like I go on Sundays now and I play basketball and I'm active and I do things and I don't feel like shit. I mean, excuse my French. I don't feel bad like that anymore. So anybody that's battling, please listen to me. Give it a try. It's all you can do. What's the worst you're going to do? Fail? But if you stick to it, it will work for you. It's worked for a lot of people. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, how many people this has worked for. So just give it a chance. Anyways, hopefully I didn't ramble on too long, but I just wanted to tell you guys that. And as far as my reviews go, I just feel like it's the truth. It's like I want to tell you guys the truth, so you trust me to go buy these things. So how can I expect you to go buy things just on my word when I've told you nothing about myself? So hopefully I've told you enough, and tune in for the next video. Hopefully we'll be under a little lighter subjects, but hopefully this video here helps somebody out, because if it's helped somebody out, then my mission is accomplished. I do appreciate your views. Please like, subscribe. If there's anything you guys want to see or would like to see, please leave me a message. I'll do my best to get them up. Thank you guys. One love and vape life. Anything else I could say? Have a great evening. Thank you.